So then, pick it up there, sorry. To say that Othello believes that Desdemona loves Cassio is to have four terms. Othello, Desdemona, Cassio, and loving. Okay. Now in his belief, Othello is responsible for what Russell calls the sense or direction of the belief, that is, for the relating and for the nature of the relating, that is, for relating Desdemona and Cassio in a certain way. And I think in actuality it's quite simple. That is, that the substance of Othello's belief is a complex thing. It's not a single thing. It's a complex thing, and it's a complex thing that is composed of simpler things: Desdemona, Cassio, and loving. And within the belief, those things are arranged in a certain way. That is, Desdemona, loving, Cassio. Now, what is it that would make such a belief true or false? I think fairly simply, whether or not the relation that's being made, Desdemona loving Cassio, would exist without the fourth term, Othello. That is, within this complex of four terms, we have a certain relation between Cassio and Desdemona, or Desdemona and Cassio. The question of whether the belief is true is whether we take out one of those terms, Othello, and the rest of the complex still exists. That is, whether the relationship between Desdemona and Cassio still holds. He says, judging or believing is a certain complex unity of which a mind, in this case Othello's mind, is a constituent. If the remaining constituents, taken in the order which they have in the belief, form a complex unity, then the belief is true. If not, it is false. He goes on to say, a mind which believes truly when there is a corresponding complex not involving the mind, but only its object. This correspondence ensures truth, and its absence entails falsehood. Hence we account simultaneously for the two facts that beliefs, A, depend on minds for their existence, that is, if it wasn't for Othello thinking it, there would be no belief, and B, do not depend on minds for their truth. That is, that the whole point is that if we take away the Othello portion of this complex, that we're still left with something. What is that something? A fact. A fact. That is, the fact that Desdemona loves Cassio. Now, within the reality of the play, there is no such fact, and that's why it's a tragedy, and that's why Othello's belief is false. Now, what's really interesting about this? I mean, a lot that's really interesting about this, but what I find interesting about this is that if we then think of what the consequences are for a view of the world, then we ask ourselves, what does the world consist of? Well, I think in Russell's view, part of what the world consists of is things. That is, things like Cassio and Othello and Desdemona. But another thing that the world consists of is facts. That is, relations between things. So we live in a world of things, but we also live in a world of facts. That is, we live in a world in which certain relations obtain between things. And when we have a belief, when we make a statement, when we offer a proposition, it seems that what Russell is saying is that those beliefs, statements, propositions are always about facts. That is, in some way or another, of the relation between things rather than things themselves.